Hi, my name is Keehong Song. My talk is about SVG animation based on Mathematica and Tikz, Tikz. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my talk. My talk is about SVG animation using Mathematica and Tikz. Let me start with electromagnetic wave example. Here's a Mathematica code to generate this picture. Problem with this is that Mathematica SVG 3D is limited. You can't control every component's SVG. Let me show you what I mean by that. So, this is another SVG. Yeah, here you go. If you generated SVG out of Tikz instead of Mathematica, you can control each path and dots. So that way you can more control over SVG file. All right. So just in case you are not familiar with CodePath, I'm using CodePath for development environment. It's very simple: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So then you press this button, export button, you create a zip file. You can create your website out of this zip file. CodePath. Yes, CodePath. So speaking of CodePath, it's wonderful stuff. CodePath and Tikz. If you Google this, I'm the only first one to create Tikz file out of CodePath. It's a JavaScript-based development environment. It's wonderful. You know. So, oh, you have a question? Yes, go ahead.
So you're essentially, you have that embedded version of them.
I'm sorry. Can you speak up, please?
So you have embedded link map.
Oh yeah, right, exactly, yeah. You need at the HTML section, you need one line of code like this. Yeah. Then you're good to go. You can. We don't have enough. So you can, basically, my point is this. A lot of material out there to steal from, okay? So this is one place. This is, I got the Tikz file from, and you can do all kinds of wonderful stuff. Life is too short to start from the scratch, steal from somebody else, That's my way of doing developing SVG animation. So you can turn the whole thing, spin the whole 3G file this way. Oh yeah, CodePath is the way to go. Oh yeah, this.
And then you import it here into CodePath?
No, I just CodePath consists of 3 parts: HTML and CSS, JS, like web animation, web development. So JavaScript basically does the whole.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you write that JavaScript, or is that what you got from the other page you showed?
No, I developed the JavaScript part of it. Yeah. I'm struggling with my balance. I got injured in an auto accident, so yeah, I'm struggling really here. Please bear with me. Thank you. So if, in class you can click and arrow appears. You can talk to your students, reference specific part of animation and talk about it. And so you can do all kinds of magical stuff with SVG. See, Mathematica code. Underneath, there is a 3G graphics created out of Tikz. Okay, so all SVG and Tikz. Let's go to Sine Graph. This is straight out of Mathematica, Sine Graph, all right? So what you do is, or wait a minute.
Maybe I missed something. How did you export that into Tikz?
Oh, Tikz? From here to Tikz?
From Mathematica to this, or Mathematica to Tikz?
There's no utility for that. MATLAB has the utility to convert MATLAB code to Tikz. Not with Mathematica. I don't. Yeah, if you know how to do Tikz.
I have a thought sine of x.
Yeah.
How do I export?
Mathematica produces SVG and takes the SVG to export to Tikz. Okay. So SVG is a channel for a lot of things. So, man. Let's go on to the next one. You can make a little bit fancier using. So what I'm using is it's called GSAP. It's called Green Sock animation platform. Using that, you can do pretty fancy stuff, like this. Let's try this. Oh yeah, this is fun. This thing is fun. No. Oh, come on. You create elephants and then morph into, you can morph into wolf. So it's all GSAP, Green Sock animation platform, allowed you to, create fancy web animation this way. Again, if you press this button, export, then you can put the whole thing into your website. You can draw morphing. You can draw a sine graph using morph this way. So it's all about GSAP, Green Sock animation platform. Let's see. GSAP, Green Sock app animation platform, GSAP, GSAP, yeah. GSAP. That's a standard, actually. Standard and most powerful animation platform out there. Let's see. Let's take a look at this example. So basically, you create basic SVG from Tikz. Let me show you the text I created here. It's a text file. I copy from this site, okay, Stack Exchange. And then if you click the right-hand button and view frame source, then you get this SVG, okay? You don't need to export, save. You can avoid all this nonsense. Just right-click, then you have SVG. So copy this. Let's see if I can do this. Anybody can do this animation, okay? Just as I told you, the right-click button and copy the frame source to the HTML part of a CodePath, then you create an animation this way. So let's see. If you are capable, proficient in JavaScript, you can make a little bit more fancy animation like this. And if you drag this, you create sine and cosine graph this way. So basically what I did is copy the text code from the website I referenced, and then compile the text code from CodePath, and then you create this animation. Pretty simple and useful and productive. Are you with me so far? Okay.
I'm not an expert on text.
Oh.
And I don't know a lot about SVGs, as a matter of fact, so
It is. SVG, yeah. SVG is standard, and GSAB is standard. Whole thing is JavaScript is standard, right? So nothing, proprietary technology involved in this. So
You said GSAB is standard?
GSAB is standard in web animation, yes. It's very popular.
So it's not something that's naturally interpreted by an HTML browser?
Yes, yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
SVG, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And if you go into, check it. Like morphing, example I displayed before requires plugin. GSAB is free of charge, but if you want to do fancy stuff like morphing, and a little bit of fee involved, but not so much, yeah.
So this is from the EasyCalc platform, the plugin, or it's for somewhere else?
Oh, plugin, yeah, you go to a GSAB, yeah. Oops. Green sock, okay. All kinds of stuff. Let's see. Let's talk about presentation here. What's great about this stuff is one single XY matrix. If you're in the field of commutative algebra, you understand what XY matrix is, right? Then you create all this using simple code like this. Pretty nice, eh? Also, you can click this and view frame source, you get a SVG file. All right? You can convert it into.
That was an SVG file all along?
Yes, the whole thing.
You wrote code/XY matrix something.
Yes, you're right.
What came first?
Let me show you what I got here. So copy the SVG source code onto HTML part of CodePath, then you get this, okay? So. Oh, presentation, I don't have a lot of time. Running out of time pretty quickly. So you can create if you're in the field of teaching mathematics myself, this can be very useful. You can create class material from XY matrix this way. So this is SVG code. Click this, you can this way. You can create a math equation and diagram at the same time. Let me show you what I got here. All right. Like so. Oh, wait a minute. This is Tikz code to generate this diagram, all right, which is a course material. It's just, that's it. Pretty nice, isn't it? Right? You can create. You present theorem proving out of this XY matrix this way. There's a diagram with math formula, math expression. Oh, time's up? Okay. Math equation, you can do fancy math equation stuff this way. You can jump whole mathematical expression up and down. And to give a more sense of reality is squashed, right? It's all about reducing anxiety on the part of the students. Okay, so you can animate your mathematical text in this manner. It's supposed to alleviate anxiety on the part of students. Okay, let me finish up. Oh. In this manner. That's the whole thing is the advantage of using SVG in expressing mathematical expression and stuff. Okay, the last. Oh yeah, this whole picture. Okay. You're using CodePath and create Tikz out of CodePath. So these are the keywords: visualization, experimentation. The keywords: visualize mathematical concept using SVG and animate it using GS, GSAP, and JavaScript, and create this foundation using Tikz. And Inkscape is something else. Inkscape is another software, free software, pretty powerful to control SVG components. And you can add math link and to the experimentation. So, running out of time quite quickly. Thank you for coming to my talk. Maybe next year I'll give a better presentation. Okay? Thank you.
So I assume you have developed some tools for automating this animation making.
Tools.
Yeah, like you yourself, do you automate your work to make the animations?
You have to do code JavaScript.
Right,
Yeah, right.
Okay, this is it.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty standard technique out there
Right.
to copy from and make your own.
Right.
Okay. So any other questions?